I still remember the morning she left. There was no fight, no dramatic shouting match, just a text message that appeared on my phone while I was brushing my teeth. Hey, don't worry about me this weekend. I need some time away. Please don't call. I'll text when I'm back. At first, I thought I misread it. I walked into the kitchen, and sure enough, Emily's suitcase was gone from the hallway. No note, no kiss goodbye. Just silence and the faint smell of her coffee cup sitting half full on the counter. We had been married for 6 years, and yes, we'd had our ups and downs like any couple, but this felt different. She hadn't told me about any trip. There were no girlfriends' names dropped during dinner, no weekend plans mentioned. Just gone. I tried calling her. Straight to voicemail. I texted her. Where are you? No reply. By Friday evening, I was pacing the living room, staring at our wedding picture on the wall. I wasn't angry yet, just confused. My wife wasn't the type to disappear without a word. But by Saturday night, confusion had turned into something darker. I checked her location on our shared app, disabled. I went through our joint account. A single transaction at a high-end resort 2 states away. A resort I had never been to, one she had once said was too romantic to visit with me because it reminded her of her college boyfriend. That was the first time I felt the ground shift under me. I didn't blow up her phone. I didn't drive there. Instead, I sat in the quiet house we built together and realized just how alone I felt in it. The silence was heavy, like the house itself was holding its breath, waiting to see what I'd do next. By Sunday morning, something inside me had settled. I wasn't going to wait for her at the door like some loyal dog. I wasn't going to give her the satisfaction of finding me worried, desperate, grateful for her return. I started packing my own bags. As I folded shirts into my duffel bag, there was no rage in my chest, just clarity. For years, I had been the one trying to fix things. When Emily felt distant, I planned trips. When she was unhappy at work, I encouraged her to chase a new career. When she cried about feeling stuck, I told her we'd find a way forward together. But she had chosen to take her way forward alone. I booked a small cabin 3 hours away. A place we had once talked about visiting but never did. It wasn't fancy, just quiet, tucked away near a lake where cell service barely worked. Before leaving, I took one last look around the house. The kitchen table where we had laughed over cheap takeout. The couch where she had fallen asleep on my chest during our first snowstorm. All of it felt like a museum exhibit now. Artifacts of a marriage that no longer existed. I didn't leave her a note. No explanation, no grand statement. Just disappeared. On the drive, I expected guilt to creep in. It didn't. In fact, with every passing mile I felt lighter. My phone buzzed once, a notification from her. Just a simple, "I'll be home tonight." I didn't respond. When I arrived at the cabin, I set my bag down and sat on the porch as the sun dipped below the horizon. For the first time in months, maybe years, I felt peace. No tension in my shoulders, no waiting for a door to slam or a fight to start. Just me and the sound of the crickets. That night, I slept better than I had in a long time. The next morning, I woke up to a flurry of missed calls and frantic texts. Where are you? Why aren't you home? This isn't funny. I smiled to myself. She had wanted space. Now she had it. I stayed silent, letting her words pile up on my screen like unanswered letters. Each one was a reminder that for once, I wasn't chasing her. I wasn't fixing her choices. I wasn't playing the role of the husband who would wait forever. This time, I was the one who had walked away. When I finally drove back home 3 days later, it wasn't out of guilt, it was out of closure. I wanted to see what she had to say, how she would spin the story this time. The house was a mess of evidence. Her overnight bag lay by the door, her sandals tossed aside. She was sitting on the couch when I walked in, eyes red, phone clutched in her hand like a lifeline. "Where have you been?" she demanded the second she saw me. Her voice cracked, part anger, part panic. I didn't answer right away. I set my keys on the table, took off my jacket, and let the silence stretch. "You just left?" she said again, this time softer, like she couldn't believe it. "Yes," I said finally. "Just like you did." She flinched. "I told you I was going on a trip," she shot back defensively. "No," I said. My tone calm but steady. You told me not to call. You disabled your location. You booked a resort we were supposed to visit together. That's not a trip, Emily. That's a getaway, and not the kind you share with your husband. Her mouth opened and closed like she wanted to explain, to justify, but there was nothing she could say that would make it right. I needed space, she whispered, tears starting to spill. And now you have it, I said simply. I walked past her, into our bedroom, and pulled the last of my things from the closet. She followed me, begging now, saying she made a mistake, saying she just wanted to feel alive for a few days. But I had already felt the weight lift off me, tasted freedom, and I couldn't put that chain back around my neck. I'm not leaving in anger, I told her as I zipped my bag shut. I'm leaving because I deserve more than being the man you run away from. If you needed to find yourself, fine. But so did I. Her sobs echoed down the hallway as I walked out. This time, there was no waiting for her to come back, no anxious pacing by the door. When I closed the front door behind me, it felt final, and strangely beautifully quiet.